11 Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the Simulation Football League. If you didn't know there could be dramas with a bunch of avatars for 2 hours, well, you've never seen the Simulation Football League, because tonight the 5-4 Sioux Falls, or 4-5 Sioux Falls Sparrows, will be taking on the 5-4 Queen City Corsairs. Hello, everybody, and welcome. I am Commissioner Cameron Irvine, and alongside me is Charles Doherty. Charles, how you doing?
I'm doing great. This is going to be a great game. Both teams came off losses last week, looking to rebound, not only just rebound and get a W, but also stay in contention in the playoffs. Got a lot.
These two teams very used to each other on the field in the regular season and in the postseason. And Sioux Falls has won the toss, will elect to defer to the second half. And Charles, what are your keys to tonight's game?
Yeah, it's defense. I mean, as I stated before, both teams can put numbers up on the board. But whoever rises up from a defensive standpoint, I think, is going to have the edge in the game.
We're all set. Kickoff is coming up next. All right, we are all set from Liberty Park in Sioux Falls, South Dakota. Get your popcorn ready. The Simulation Football League is on your screen. Sioux Falls, kick it, we're underway. From the 5, Queen City only getting to the 25-yard line, return by Chad Gilson, a Week 8 signing from couch to field. And A.J. Caswell Charles is the Queen City quarterback, out to captain the ship here tonight in this pivotal game.
Yeah, 6-year veteran. He's number 9 all-time in yards and number 10 in touchdowns. So each completion and each touchdown, he's going deeper into the record books.
One receiver either side for Caswell, and 7 in the box for Sioux Falls. A defensive lineman bailed on that play into coverage, but Stephen Hacker will pick up 4 to start. Stephen Hacker, Chris Curtis, as they call him, the logo in the SFL community because he looks like the pirate of Queen City. But these two unquestionably the weapons on the outside, but James Matthews Jr. is huge at tight end inside number 49.
Yeah, definitely. I think the top 2 targets from an offensive standpoint are Curtis and Matthew, but you can't forget Hacker either.
Second down and 6 at the 30. 2 in the backfield. First handoff, Jared Willis. They call him the E-back, and Willis picks up 4 again. So 4 to Hacker, 4 to Willis to start the ball game, and it's 3rd and 2 at the 33.
Yeah, the Sioux Falls Sparrows to date have not had, I wouldn't call them a top 10 defense. I'd probably say right now they're kind of middle of the road. For this game, they're going to have to perform better than they have in the previous games.
Stephen Hacker's on stats. Rochelle Colston assisting him tonight. And we thank all of our people who work tirelessly behind the scenes. That pass is incomplete. It'll be 4th and 2 at the 33, and a quick 3 and out for the Corsairs, who again protect a 1-game lead in this wild card race that has just gotten scrambled thanks to Tulsa's victory over Seattle just moments ago.
Yeah, that was a big win by Tulsa. A very exciting game. Sioux Falls did what they needed to do on this series. Now they get the ball back and potentially can put some points on the board.
4th down and 2, and Queen City will punt the football away. Sioux Falls should end up with pretty good field position. A.J. Levy, the returner, he'll call for a fair catch at the 34-yard line and turn around to the official, almost like he said something to him, and a little testy early here. Julian Tyree coming out. Sioux Falls owns this series 5-3. We'll get to the team comparison in a moment. But 2 of those 3 victories that Queen City has gotten on Sioux Falls all time came in the playoffs. the Sparrows conquered their demons the third time these two teams met in the postseason by getting a win and advancing a couple of seasons ago. Tyree in trouble, and Tyree goes down for the sack. Duffy was there first, but eventually that was Tommy Smith making the tackle for loss in the backfield, an 8-yard loss, and both defenses are off to a strong start.
Duffy's got he's between Duffy and Hasten. They are the sack kings on this squad. They've put a lot of pressure on the quarterback, and he clearly made an impact on that play.
2nd and 18 at the 26, 9.5 to go in the first quarter as Tyree drops to throw. Tyree going long down the field. It is caught at the 47-yard line for a first down. Nacho Sicario with the making the play down the field, but not before Robert Garrett Jr. makes the catch, and Garrett Jr. says, don't forget about me, just because James Matthews is on the other side.
Yeah, Robert Garrett looked like he was about 8'10" on that throw. He grabbed it down the middle in a very tough area to catch the ball.
9 minutes to go. Sioux Falls in their color rush tonight, all yellow with the black numbers and black and white trim. Fires it out near side, caught by Riley Porter. Tackle made by Pharaoh Raines. An 8-yard pick of the Corsair, 45.
Yeah, I think we're going to see a lot of Riley Porter tonight. He's the number one target for Julian Tyree.
Sioux Falls into Queen City territory. The Sparrows have been stellar at home this season. You can't say as much for their road performances, but they did beat the Baltimore Vultures, who are just a half game back behind Denver for the number 1 seed in the playoffs currently. They smacked them around. We had that game a few weeks ago. That long pass is incomplete. Raines breaking it up. A monstrous hit on Riley Porter will set up a 3rd and short, and we still have not seen a run yet from Colin Hart, the third season running back in Sioux Falls backfield.
Yeah, Raines had that play locked down from the snap. There was no way that pass was going to get completed. That was a difficult pass to get in there, but he had the wide receiver blanketed.
3rd and 2 at the 45, 8:35 to go in the first quarter, 3 in the backfield. Hart is furthest behind. Hart will take the handoff on 3rd down and 2. He's got a first down to the 40-yard line. And I just received a text here at headquarters from Kanye Rockefeller, who plays for Tulsa, and it simply just read, Charles, "Were you not entertained?" ? He's super excited about their win from about 20 minutes ago.
I'd be excited too. That was a great win.
8:13 to go in the first quarter of play. Sioux Falls rolling right now out of the I formation. Tyree's off to a 2-for-3 start for 31 yards. Will drop to throw out to Hart. Now 3 for 4. Hart 40, 35. Room to run. Beats King. And King helps Sicario make the stop, but not before a gain of 12 out to the 28-yard line of Queen City.
Yeah, Hart is dangerous on that screen pass. He right now he's sitting at number 9 in receptions. That's with tight ends and wide receivers included. He's definitely a beast when he catches the ball. More so, not the ability to catch is one piece, but the other piece is what he does after he catches the ball.
For those just joining us in prime time wondering what happened throughout the day, we want to put up the wild card standings once again. London is listed as the 12th spot, but honestly it's a 4-way tie. London, Vancouver, San Francisco, and one other, and Sioux Falls could join that group. Oh, Tyree is blasted at the 34-yard line. That's Kyrie Hasten. And the point I was making is that there's just a ton of teams jumbled down there at the bottom.
Yeah, Kyrie Hasten, the rookie, got back there, 6'5", 290. I don't think he was touched from the line. He got right in the quarterback's face, and I believe that's his 11th sack of the season.
Tyree's got to preserve some sanity there and just throw the ball away, not take such a crushing hit, especially early on. That drags Sioux Falls out of field goal range for the moment. 2nd and 16 at the 34. 3 receivers, 2 to the right side for Tyree. As Tyree waits for a hot second, then fires down the middle of the field, tipped and intercepted. Intercepted at the 23 and returned to the 28-yard line by Sicario. And I believe Avery King was the man that got his hands on it. And the Corsairs come up with a defensive stand on their first possession.
Yeah, big defensive play by Sicario. That's his 6th interception of the season. You can't forget to give credit to that front line. They broke up the blocking pattern for Sioux Falls and was able to distract the quarterback. He made a bad throw in the middle, right where the Barracudas were waiting.
So despite the offense going 3 and out, Queen City doesn't give up any points and ends up basically right back where they were a few minutes ago. 3 receivers, Caswell to throw. Caswell over the middle, wide open. And I mean wide open to Chad Gilson. His first catch. Gilson went from couch to field, and you can too.
Yeah, that was a great, very smart play on first down. Yeah, they did not see Gilson at all. Maybe he was standing back as a decoy for a block and was able to slip into that middle zone.
This is the last week to go from couch to field before the playoff push and the postseason gets underway. But you can join our Discord any day, anytime, and start building value for your player. Our next rookie draft will be in December. It is a spectacle that you will not want to miss, and more details on that event coming soon. But Stephen Hacker picks up 7 on that play, and both of his catches have now come on first down.
Yeah, that was a very nice pass, nice touch on the pass by Caswell. He was able to get it over the defender. I couldn't see his number, but defender was trying to deflect it, but Caswell put it perfectly in the arms of the receiver. 2nd
and 3 at the 47, out of 2-back set. Sioux Falls in a traditional 4-3. Caswell drops to throw, fires it out to Willis. Willis is stuffed at the line of scrimmage by Nick Fargo. No gain on the play, maybe a half a yard. But Fargo, part of this tremendous linebacking core. He's been in the league for 5 seasons, 4 of them in Sioux Falls.
Yeah, he's also the leading tackler on this team. That makes his 80th, and that was a loud tackle.
Curtis is at the bottom of your picture, Hacker at the top. We have not gotten to talk about Sioux Falls' secondary yet, but they are led by a lethal defensive back, and that pass is caught by Matthew Jr. up the field to pick up 12 to the Sioux Falls 40-yard line. Wrap-up made by Jose Fuentes, and John Barnhart might have been over there as well.
Yeah, Caswell got it into the tight end's hands very quickly. Excuse me. The linebacker was closing quickly. Fuentes had a bead on him, but he was able to get it out of his hands and into the receiver's hands quickly.
5:20 to go in the first quarter. First down at the Sparrow 40. Again, 7 in the box for Sioux Falls, but this definitely better than Queen City's first possession. Handoff Willis. Willis gets stuck behind a blocker, and there again is Nick Fargo making a tackle right at or near the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, I think it's going to be tough to run on the Sparrows. I don't think the Corsairs are really known for a heavy run team. So I think they're expecting, they're not expecting a lot of action from Willis today. So I don't think they need to give up on using Willis at all. Kind of use him as a decoy to soften up that defense.
Out of the eye for Caswell. Look at everybody in the box here. About 9 in the box for Sioux Falls. They're going to throw, and Caswell dumps it off to Hacker. Nice open field tackle by Terrell Davis. That picks up 6, and now they're going no huddle.
Yeah, I think that's pretty smart. Keep them on their toes. They're getting close to the red zone here.
Caswell quickly, now to Willis. That might have been a backwards pass. Willis is stopped, and that play has not worked tonight. That tackle made by Barnhart, he's been owning the slot over there, and it brings up a 4th down. Might be in field goal range, but they might punt it away here in a defensive ball game early, and that's what they'll do.
Yeah, big stand by Sioux Falls on that one. They were expecting that screen pass, and they just shut it down right at the snap.
4:03 to go in the first quarter. Denver Nightwings in the chat says, how many bits to get Cam to narrate my life? We will address that when we come back from this commercial break. Fair catch again called for at the 16-yard line. 3:53 to go in the first quarter. Queen City, nada. Sioux Falls, nada. You're watching the Simulation Football League on 11 Sports, presented by APM Music. Back in Sioux Falls, 1st and 10 at the 16-yard line. Charles Doherty, Cameron Irvine, Stephen Hacker, Rochelle Colston, our SFL crew behind the scenes tonight. Oh, Tyree going to sneak it and picks up 2 yards to the 18-yard line. Hey, that's a wrinkle new to Sioux Falls offense today.
Yeah, you don't see that very often.
Trying to mix it up a little bit in a scoreless game.
That's awesome.
Hey, man, when you're 4-5 and your season's on the line, you're willing to pull out just about anything.
Yeah, I was gonna say it. So far, it's been like jabs. There hasn't been any, uppercuts or big body blows. But that sneak doesn't help at all.
2nd and 8 at the 18. He'll flip it out to Hart, and Hart will pick up 4. And you almost think to yourself, Charles, isn't the better option just to give it to Hart? Hart only has 1 carry here in the first quarter, but Tyree doing his thing.
Yeah. Hart's got a 4.7 yard per carry. I'm not sure Tyree's might be a little lower than that.
I think that may be the first time I've ever seen Tyree take off before. He is not the fastest foot. 3rd and 4 at the 22-yard line for Tyree. Tyree again going a little hard count here early in the game. Tyree hit as he threw from the back, and he heard me, Charles. These players don't often listen, but I told them under pressure, just get rid of it.
Yep.
That's what Tyree did because it was barreling down. He could feel, I think that was Hasten again, breathing down his neck.
Yeah, so far the Queen City defensive line has got the upper hand on the Sioux Falls offensive line. They're going to have to do something from a blocking standpoint to protect their quarterback. He's not getting any time at all.
So 2:47 to go in the first quarter, and a 3 and out for the Sparrows. And Queen City's Chad Gilson back to return, and he'll actually try his hand at it, and a decent return up to the 42-yard line. We'll be back to Liberty Park in South Dakota in moments. You're watching the Simulation Football League, presented by APN Music on 11 Sports. From Liberty Park in Sioux Falls, South Dakota, a scoreless primetime game here on Sunday night on the 11 Sports Network. Caswell with a pump fake, now dumps it off to Willis. This is not working, Charles. That's another loss of 3. And for Willis, he now has 3 receptions for -1 yards in this ball game. Yeah,
that play is not working. You can see on that play there was a knot of sparrows waiting for him when he caught the ball.
A knot?
Yes.
A knot. Did you have to look it up, or did you have bird logic coming in here? Do you know bird law?
I don't. You have time to tell me.
It's always Sunny reference if anybody got it. Willis, oh, what a spin move! Willis past the 45 down to the 39-yard line. Open the game up, young fella. 23-yard pickup and 22 on that run alone.
Yeah, that was a big run. Let's see how this play develops. You got good blocking there. He gets the edge. 23 did a really good block going down. Look at all those guys hustling down the field, hubbling at their running back.
That was Jay Ringgold who got a little embarrassed there, and Ringgold will get to some interception leaderboards in a moment, but he has been he's having a banner year for sure for Sioux Falls. 1st and 10 at the 39, and that pass is caught by Curtis. He stays in bounds, picks up 5. These interception leaderboards, 4 of the top 5 players with interceptions all have touchdowns. Ringgold has 2 pick sixes this year and is in a three-way tie, actually a 5 or 6-way tie at 7 picks in the league. Alex Bond still leads the way with 9.
I think Ringgold leads in career touchdowns for interceptions.
That would be an awesome stat. We'll need to talk about that more as Willis.
Wow.
Doesn't get anything. So Ringgold's career numbers. You have those in front of you?
Yeah, he's got. I believe he's got 4 for touchdowns.
Wow, 4
he's
pick
tied
sixes.
For first.
Yeah, but still, that's awesome. Congratulations to Jay Ringgold. Ringgold has been in the league for 3 seasons, all with Sioux Falls, and now Ringgold and the rest of the Sparrows need a critical 3rd down stop. Look at this defense shifting
around
all over the field. Caswell trying to change this a game of chess right now. 3rd and 5 at the 34. Caswell with 3 receivers Two off the left side, back to pass. 5-step drop. Caswell going long down the field. It is knocked
dangerous.
away by A.J. Levy. Just not enough air on it as Matthew Jr. was scampering into the end zone. And once again, Queen City, their last drive stalled out of the Sparrow 33. This one stalls out at the Sparrow 34, and they'll have to punt again.
Yeah, Sioux Falls, they're doing what they need to do on defense. They read that play. They made the proper adjustments on the line. They put the wide receiver on man and was able to break up that play.
Coming up on the end of the first quarter, and surprisingly, a scoreless ball game. Both offenses have some serious potential. This is a horrific punt. That went 18 yards into the air, and then Levy just kind of ran around for a few seconds and is cut down at the 13-yard line. So when you look at these teams coming in, I think the thing that sticks out to me is the top 7 offenses: Queen City 7th and Sioux Falls 6th.
Yeah, and like we said at the top, when they play, they typically put up a lot of numbers against each other, but so far it's been pretty quiet. I'm waiting for the home run.
1st and 10 at the 13-yard line. Tyree back to throw. He's in trouble.
Oh
There's Jeff Duffy. Duffy with a loss of 8, getting in the backfield quickly. And one of the best defensive linemen in the SFL doing it again.
Oh, he just wrecked that offensive line, number 79, threw the quarterback down. That's his 15.5 sack for the season. He was in 3rd place coming into the game. He's fighting for moving up the charts here.
And that is the end of the first quarter. We're back to Sioux Falls after a word from our partners. Tonight's Simulation Football League broadcast on 11 Sports is presented by APM Music, Production Music Library, and Custom Music House, and also brought to you by Fuel Beyond the Imagination. Visit the all-new SFLinteractive.net today. By Matt Doyle Designs, the official branding partner of the SFL, and by Media Tech Institute. Turn your passion into your profession. And Charles, my passion is President's Heads carved into rocks. Aerial shots provided to you by AirViews. Visit AirViews, AIRVUZ.com for more drone footage.
You should be pretty happy after that shot.
I was very happy. 2nd and 18 at the 5 for Sioux Falls after the sack from Duffy. that lost him 5. Tyree's in trouble, and he's
dear.
going to take a safety.
Wow.
Kyrie Hasten with his
Wow.
second sack of the night, and it's 2-0 Queen City
Wow.
to start the second quarter.
It's unbelievable. You know, last week Duffy and Hasten had 2 sacks apiece, and they're on board for having more than that so far. This is incredible. They're just dominating that front line.
We were talking in the break about the sack leaders in the SFL, and earlier today, Ledoux had 1, so he's now at 16.5. Duffy coming in at 14.5. This is a short punt, and this is going to be great field position as Sicario returns that one up to the 42-yard line. But some tremendous defensive line play, and I think what stands out to me, Charles, is you've got maybe the top 7, top 8 in the SFL all play for different teams.
Yeah,
There's so
incredible.
many teams that have some great D linemen.
Yeah, it's incredible. And they open up opportunities for the other guys on the line too, because they're getting a lot of attention on the line there.
10:52 to go in the second quarter. 1st and 10 at the 42. 2 receivers for Caswell with a 2-0 lead. It throws just a terrible ball. I mean, there's no other way to describe that, as that was nearly intercepted.
Yeah, it looks like he had some pressure too. The pocket was starting to break down.
2nd and 10. Pass out to Hacker. Picks up 4. 3rd and 6 quickly. Caswell going long.
Wow.
Oh, overshot
Almost.
Chris Curtis.
Wow.
And I want to give a special shout out to Hot Dollar. Am I saying that right? And what is this? I should be asking you that question. But anyway, what is the Simulation Football League? Well, we are the first competitive esport that is controllerless. We have coaches that submit game plans, custom game plans every week. And we all watch it unfold each and every week. Players, coaches, owners, scouts, broadcasters, statisticians, beat writers, and more, all real people and all populating the league through our 21 member teams. For more information, visit simulationfl.net, join our Discord community, and get on the field today. Return for Levy up to the 17-yard line, and Queen City can do nothing with the great field position again.
Yeah, and Sioux Falls, Tyree's going to need to kick it in a little bit. He has not been lighting it up so far. His QBR right now is like 38.1.
3 in the backfield. Hart still with just 1 carry. This is his second. And Colin Hart picks up 4. Got 5 on the first carry. I'd like to, what helps a struggling offensive line and a pass rush that just is relentless? Running the football.
Definitely. It opens up your short pass game, and also pretty much any pass game for that matter.
2nd down and 6 at the 21. 10:07 to go first half. A shocking score here in Week 11 as Tyree flips it out to Hart, and Colin Hart can't get away from Avery King, but does pick up the first down to the 29-yard line.
Yeah, it's hard to get past Avery King, but Hart showed a lot of strength and was able to carry him past those chains. I like what they're doing, getting Hart a little bit more involved in the game plan. I think that's what they need to do, possibly set up for a home run toss down the field.
If you want to chat with our community, it's twitch.tv/11sports next. Spell out 11. And chat outs tonight to Blue Maple 15, Vancouver Legion, Brown Knight, The Sirens Songs, Look Alive 24, Coach Craven, Average Joker, as Hart takes the handoff to pick up 3, TMG 82, AJ pick 6, and many others in the community, including Xvilla 47.
Yeah, they didn't get a lot of yards on that play, but I think it's smart to run a couple up the middle there. You got to keep those defensive ends on their heels, trying to figure out what the next play is going to be.
A.J. Warren's been quiet. He's in the slot, number 15 for Sioux Falls. 9:03 to go in the first half. Queen City possesses the rare 2-point lead in a shutout. Hart is hit at the line by Tanner Hendricks. Hart a little slow to get up. He's still on the ground. Hendricks kind of nudges him a little bit. Don't poke the bear.
Yeah, don't poke the bear, but great closing speed by Hendricks there. Brought him down the backfield, and that doesn't happen very often to Hart.
3rd down and 8. Another critical third down for Sioux Falls. They're 1 for 2. Queen City's just 1 for 5. Tyree, three-step drop, fires it outside. Porter stretching for the first down. Great open field tackle. Farrell Raines has been really solid on the outside at defensive back for Queen City tonight, and that'll force another punt.
Yeah, that's just pure mano-y-mano, strength for strength, and Farrell Raines got the upper hand on that one, was able to keep him from crossing the chains. Great defensive play.
By the way, Queen City has punted on all 4 of their drives. In 22 plays. For Sioux Falls, of course, one drive ended in a safety. Another, they threw an interception. They punted earlier, and now they're punting again. So a tremendous defensive slugfest cooking here as the fair catch is called for at the 28-yard line. And we'll take a quick break. Wow, the Corsairs in a battle of wills here tonight lead Sioux Falls 2-0. We're back to South Dakota after this. Brother Bugnes in the chat, Charles, saying during the commercial break, no defensive slugfest, no offense. We'll see which side of the aisle you fall in on that, as that pass is caught by Stephen Hacker. There's some offense. So what do you think? Our offense is struggling to get moving, or the defense is just really playing well?
I think the defenses are playing really well. But on this play right here, you can see that Caswell had a very good pocket, nice clean pocket, was able to get the ball there to Hacker.
Good block there by Matthew.
Definitely. Yeah, that was a good block.
He came out of nowhere. A.J. Levy makes the eventual tackle. Hacker's already got, quietly, 5 catches for 37 yards, unofficially for 41 yards on 6 targets. And he by far is the leading receiver, although Porter has been targeted 5 times, just 2 catches. Caswell back to pass, and it's incomplete. Drop thrown on the wrong shoulder as Caswell was facing pressure, and Queen City's going no huddle again.
Yeah, we're seeing that a lot tonight.
Wow, kind of surprising, especially off an incomplete pass. Caswell going to throw it long. It's caught by
catch.
Matthew Jr. to the 37.
That's a guy that's 6'7", showing how tall he is out there to the defensive backs.
Too tall. 1st and 10, 7:18 to go in the first half. Caswell trots up to the line and will fire it near side, caught by Hacker. And this no-huddle offense is keeping the passing game moving for Queen City.
Yeah, they have to keep their personnel out there, so when the linemen get gassed, they can't sub them.
Caswell flips it out quickly to Curtis inside the 20. Curtis takes a shot from Terrell Davis, but not before a first down in the red zone of the 16-yard line. Best drive of the day by far for Queen City on their 5th possession of the first half. Caswell near side again, out to Hacker, caught for a 7-yard pickup. Sioux Falls has to adjust.
Yeah, they may want to think of maybe faking an injury to slow the guy, to slow this offense down.
My leg. Sioux Falls going to challenge that last catch.
I thought he had a foot in.
Yeah, I'm not sure they're going to win it, but
that'll slow him down.
But yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Maybe instead of just taking a timeout, you say, I might as well challenge it if I'm going to lose the timeout anyway.
Everybody take a knee while they're reviewing.
Oh, it looked like, that's 1 foot fully inbounds.
Yeah.
Unless R62's decided to change the rules on us tonight. And he has.
Oh my gosh.
That is
wow.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, that's
there's
crazy.
no other way to put it.
That's crazy.
It's 1 foot 99% of the time, and if I was Queen City, I'd be absolutely furious right now. Sioux Falls gets some home cooking. Now it's 2nd down and 10, and that halts all the momentum. So the challenge ends up paying off for Coach McGee. The handoff goes to Willis, gets a block. Willis inside the 10. Willis breaks a tackle down to the 6-yard line, a 10-yard gain for a 1st and goal. Who needs a completion for 7?
Yeah, give me back my momentum. How dare you take it away from me? That was a big run. That's what they needed after that surprising change of calls.
Look at the balance by
Yep.
Willis right here. I mean, we weren't seeing that at the beginning of the season. And for those that are watching the SFL for the first time, players get better as the season goes along. If you're active and you're present on your team, then your player is able to improve. And it's so awesome every season to see these players steadily get better throughout the season.
Oh.
Willis gets a block. Willis breaks a tackle, but he's not going anywhere because A.J. Levy is headhunting. No gain.
Yeah, his blockers weren't doing him any favors. He tried his best. I think he took the third defender to bring him down, but he had no lanes to work with.
6 yards away from the first offensive points of the first half, nearly halfway through the second quarter. Willis is aligned to the right of Caswell. Caswell's going to throw. Caswell looking end zone. It is incomplete. Curtis, the intended receiver, and I believe that was Terrell Davis, who again got his mitts in there. We're going to get another look at it.
Had plenty of time. Nice clean pocket. Was able to get it. Yeah, he should have
Nice
caught
play.
that one. That
Watch
was a nice
Davis.
play. Did he get his hands on it right at the last
Ripped
second?
it.
Yeah. Great play by Davis.
Well done, Terrell Davis. He is a rookie on this squad. 13th pick in the summer draft, and the winter draft just around the corner.
That's why they drafted him. The dude plays like that.
Exactly. Out of the shotgun, Caswell. 3rd and goal now from the 6. 6 in the box for Sioux Falls. Corners well off the receivers. And Caswell going near side. It passes to nobody.
What?
To absolutely nobody as Caswell, he could have dumped it off to Willis, maybe make something of it. He didn't even look to that side of the field.
Yeah, he was glued to the middle and to the left side of the field. I don't know what happened there. Maybe the receiver got held up in the end zone.
And I have a feeling, Charles, that challenge cost Queen City 4 points.
Yep, definitely.
So a chip shot field goal instead from 23 yards away for Kyle Casey, signed last week to the team. Last week was his first game, and that field goal is good. A chip shot from 23 yards away. 5-0. Queen City on top of Sioux Falls. 5:48 to go in the first half. If we want some touchdowns, we'll find out if we get our first after the break. Welcome back to the second inning, quarter of this football game. 5-0 Queen City on top of Sioux Falls thanks to a safety and a field goal. The Sparrows here at home getting blanked in the first half as A.J. Levy returns it up to the 31-yard line. And Charles, you have a list of the all-time meetings. What's the lowest scoring game that these two teams have played? Because they've played in a lot of shootouts.
Oh my gosh. They're all pretty close. I mean, they averaged about 60 points total, and there wasn't any low scoring. And there's nothing close to this score.
Yeah, 30-10, I guess, would be the lowest combined score, and that was last season's meeting in the regular season. 5:43 to go in the first half, and Tyree's going long, and it's intercepted. Wow. Sicario with his second of the night, and Tyree, I thought it was going to be caught, and getting a little impatient as the Corsair defense continues to impress.
Yeah, that was a dangerous pass. Sicario had it locked down from the snap as well, and again, dangerous pass. I don't know why he threw it to that receiver. He had plenty of time. He had the pocket. It's just I'm scratching my head on this one.
Willis, 7 carries for 32 yards. Has not had a bad first half. He really struggled against Chicago when Ash Odom came back to town and stuck it to his former team. 2 receivers at the top of the screen. Caswell hands it off to Willis. Willis inside, hit by Fargo, but Fargo ends up bouncing off of Willis, and instead Levy and Barnhart combine for the stop, a 2-yard gain.
Yeah, I mean Willis is playing pretty decent so far. I mean he's not lighting it up, but his yards per carry is pretty solid. He's averaged like 3, little under 4 for the year. Now he's up almost at 5 yards per carry.
Hart just 12 yards on 3 carries, 2nd and 8 for Caswell over the middle. Matthew Jr. takes a vicious hit. A.J. Levy is just being crazy right now, the Hall of Famer.
Yep. He got lit up by a Hall of Famer, but he held on to the ball. You got to give him credit for that.
Yeah, what a matchup, right? An undrafted rookie against the Hall of Famer.
Yep.
A.J. Levy.
That's a 217-pounder laying the wood on a guy that weighs 265.
Levy's something else. He is something else. 1st and 10 at the 39. Willis, not much there, but all alone to make the play was Johnny Summers and did a nice job.
Yeah, on that play, there was a flutter of sparrows that were there to bring the ball
How
carrier
many
down.
of these you got? This is getting impressive now. I'm not even going to try. I just want to see how many you got in that back pocket of yours. Willis hit hard. That's Fargo again. Fargo, Levy, and Davis have been the focal points tonight defensively for Sioux Falls. 3rd down.
Yeah, there's a reason why he's the leading tackler of the squad. I mean, he knows where to go. He has great field vision and very decent closing speed.
Queen City is just 1 for 6 on 3rd down, and here we are again on the Sparrow 35-yard line. Could this be the 3rd drive that ends in between the 30 and 40? Caswell, play action. Nobody's open, and the pass is incomplete. Man, that was well defended. I love seeing a play that a team really executes well, which Queen City does. They sent out some out patterns on play action. Sioux Falls was ready for it. Nothing open.
Yeah, big play by Alex Parker. It looked like there was a receiver open on the sidelines close to the chains. The quarterback didn't see him on that play.
So another punt for Queen City inside Sioux Falls' 40-yard line. That's 3 of them in the first half. But they really have not been able to pin Sioux Falls inside the 10 until now. That ball rolls out at the 9-yard line. 3:36 to go.
I'll take that punt. Decent punt. Puts him in, beyond on the wrong side of the 10.
Tomorrow night, a triple header, 2 games on the 11 Sports Network. First at 5:30 Eastern, Las Vegas takes on New Orleans, and then the big one, 8-1 Baltimore at 6-3 Alaska. The 3-time champion Storm at home and in need of a win to try to avoid the wild card round. That is all tomorrow night. Coverage starts at 5:30 Eastern, 4:30 Central. Hart gets carry number 4, but only for a gain of 1. Raines, another tackle.
Yeah, it's amazing. He's only got 14 yards tonight. I would, he doesn't typically rush for a ton of yards, but he's definitely one you got to keep an eye on. It's easy for him to put 100 on the board.
Tyree out of the gun. Be careful. Hasten and Duffy have been eating tonight. Quick pass over the middle. It's intercepted at the 20-yard line. That pass is picked off. The 3rd of the night. Tim Jacoby makes the play for Queen City. And Sioux Falls, with their backs against the wall at 4-5 in their final home game of the regular season.
It didn't look like he put any muster on that pass at all. It just floated it into the mosh pit.
And there's been no mustard on this offense at all tonight. Sioux Falls has 74 yards of offense and 3 turnovers in the first half at home. Queen City hasn't been able to do much to take advantage of it. At the Sioux Falls 15-yard line, Caswell outside to Hacker, stays in bounds, turns on a dime, picks up 7. Barnhart and Fargo combine for the stop.
Yeah, and the Sparrow defense has to come back out on the field. I mean, they've been holding up pretty well so far, but the longer they're out on the field, they're going to start getting gassed, and those tackles aren't going to be easy to come by.
7 yards away from our first touchdown of the night. Queen City impressive here on the road. Handoff goes to Willis. He's got a lead blocker. Willis has a touchdown, and a Sparrow was discarded off the screen as Willis walked in.
Yeah, that was great blocking on the line. He had a wide open path into the end zone. It was a great way to get the ball on a turnover and capitalize on it.
Watch this block by the fullback. Get out of here, Jay Ringgold. Ringgold struggling to make an impact so far tonight. And Queen City, it's almost kind of deja vu watching Chicago do the same thing to Queen City last week in their home building. So 2:35 to go. And the extra point, Casey, 6'2", 210, pretty large kicker. And his extra point is up and good, so it's 12-0. And, you know, looking at Sioux Falls' remaining schedule, Charles, this is frightening because their last 2 games are just downright scary.
Yep, they're at Alaska and at Chicago. 2 tough teams to play in their home.
I mean, neither one of the teams is in the top 3 or 4, but they're certainly in a better position than Sioux Falls. And if Sioux Falls loses tonight and falls to 4-6, boy, they would need just a tremendous play down the stretch. How about A.J. Levy?
There you go.
Providing a spark for the offense. We don't need it. A.J. Levy is going to score on a kickoff return touchdown to break the shutout.
Unbelievable. Oh, my gosh. That was great blocking up front. Then he hit the mosh pit in the middle of the field, and he was able to use his agility and speed just to take it to another level. Great return.
Levy, here's another look at it from above. Didn't really have a hole until right there. That big block right at the end of it by Greg Kreutz. And Levy able to outrun Bo Fye, who was signed in week 7, which was about a month ago.
I think that was his 5th career touchdown return.
5th career touchdown return for A.J. Levy. In punt and kick, right? We're not talking about pick sixes, are we?
No, just for kick return. Sorry, and I think he's tied for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 now. He moves up to 6th place.
6th place. I know Gabriel Manning is chasing, or
he's
either
up there.
either Gabriel Manning is chasing Jeffrey Daggs or vice versa. I
It's
can't
the other way
keep up.
around. Manning's got 12, and Jeffrey Daggs has 6.
Oh wow! I didn't. Yeah, Manning is on a whole nother level.
He's-
But today, I don't know if you saw, Charles, St. Louis just waxed San Francisco today. That was a 31-13 final, and that turned some heads.
Yeah, big win for them.
Lots of kapows in the chat from AJ Pick 6, and a blocker fell over down near the bottom of your screen, and Gilson returns it up to the 31-yard line, and back out comes Caswell.
Man, Sioux Falls needed that, didn't they?
Oh man, I mean, you talk about the need for a timely return. It's kind of one of those things where you have like one chance to make a deal with the devil.
That's it.
And you just wait. You just wait for the moment where you absolutely need it, and that was the moment right there for the Sparrows. Hand off to Willis.
Ooh.
Willis is crushed. I thought he lost half his body there. He picks up just 4, and that's his average tonight.
Yeah, guess who hit him? Nick Fargo. Man, he took his milk money away from him on that hit.
And that is the 2-minute warning. Queen City 12, Sioux Falls 7. Do they even have money for milk these days?
I don't know.
We'll
Shows
talk
my
about
age,
it when we come back. Two minutes to go in the first half. Queen City 12 and Sioux Falls 7. 2 in the backfield for Caswell. Willis is crushed by Fargo.
Wow.
Man, Nick Fargo is lighting them up tonight.
Fargo's on fire tonight. And yeah, and if he didn't stop him, there was a host of other Sparrows waiting for him.
I see. That's 3 now. Charles. 6 tackles for Nick Fargo here in the first half. 3rd and 9 at the 31. Another 3rd and long for Caswell, going long down the middle. Oh, man.
Whoa.
Ouch.
Oh, man.
Ouch. Ringgold
Yeah.
lays the boom.
Gosh.
Wow. That's somebody submit that for a sound effect, Emmy. That was unbelievable. And Queen City is going to punt it away. I physically, if you could have seen me in the studio, I had to turn away. I had to turn away. It was so cringeworthy. Caswell just left Matthew Jr. out on an island. And Levy will return from the 29-yard line, and he's all out of gas.
Neither of these teams are doing well on third down. That goes without saying. I think Queen City is at barely at 13%, and Sioux Falls is at 30-something%.
Levy returns the kickoff for a touchdown, goes to the bench, puts an oxygen mask on. Then Queen City goes 3 and out, and AJ goes, "Come on, man. I haven't even caught my breath." But the momentum is turning here just before the half. Out of the eye, everybody bunched up. Tyree throws it out to Hart. Sioux Falls loves the screen out of that formation. He picks up 6, now no huddle, but the question is that all they got? This is not the situation that Sioux Falls probably would like to be in down the stretch. Flip out to Hart, needs a block, got a block.
Good block.
And Hart got out of bounds to the 46-yard line. Absolutely smart.
Yeah, that's a veteran move right there. He's able to stop the clock and give him another shot downfield. Let's see who made that key block there. Well, I can't tell, but that was a vicious block there on the sidelines.
Man, it's got to catch your breath with some of these big hits tonight.
Yep.
It is, you never know where they're coming from. 1:04 to go in the second quarter. Sioux Falls down 5. Their only touchdown, an A.J. Levy kickoff return for a score. And they're going to throw it to Hart again. Third consecutive pass to Hart. But Hart this time didn't get out of bounds. And now under a minute to go, Sioux Falls still has all 3 timeouts.
Yeah, I mean, now it's time, fellas.
I think you take one after this one if you can't get out of bounds.
They're stuck with that formation, too.
Yeah, they are. And Hart's in trouble.
Well, there you go.
Stiff arm, got out of bounds, but he didn't get the first down. Hendricks forced him out on the short side. And another critical 3rd and 1. Sioux Falls is 1 of 3.
Yeah, hopefully they do something different than the screen. I think they're expecting it on the Corsairs defense.
44 seconds to go in the second quarter. Queen City 12, Sioux Falls 7. That's a long 1 yard. That's more like 2, really. Porter's at the top of the screen. Tyree going to throw again.
Well,
Hart's wide open, but Hart's got to get moving. And
did he get it?
He
get it.
got it.
Wow, barely.
Woo!
That was a fingernail.
Sicario makes the tackle, and Sioux Falls spends their first timeout. 38 seconds to play with.
Yeah, they got to get like another 15 yards or so to get in field goal range.
First and 10 at the 44. 8 receptions, 45 yards for Hart. He also has 13 yards, but on just 4 carries. Willis, 48 yards on 12 carries and a score. 38 seconds to go first half.
Wow.
Tyree going to sneak it in. Why? Why now? 32 seconds left. Are they trying to just get into field goal range here? Points have been in a premium. Look at everybody in the box. Now Tyree going to throw out to Hart, and Hart's out of gas, and Sicario pounded him at the 39-yard line.
Hurry up, people. Let's go.
Down to 15 seconds to go, wasting tons of time.
Oh, my gosh.
This has been a mess of a 2-minute offense, and Duffy gets the sack, and Sioux Falls throwing their hands up.
Oh, my gosh.
And the Sparrows aren't even going to call a timeout to send the Hail Mary unit out there. That is the end of the first half. A bizarre way to end the first half in Queen City after all of that madness. Leads 12-7. Woo! What a crazy half, and we're not even going to get to catch our breath because we're going right back out there for the third quarter.
I think now Duffy's tied for second in sacks, tied with Gibb Ledoux.
Got 2 tonight, right?
Yeah.
That's our count. Looking at some stats. Duffy and Hasten each with 2 sacks tonight. No sacks on the Sioux Falls side. Tyree 13 of 18, but only for 88 yards. No touchdowns, 3 picks, 4.9 yards per attempt. For Caswell, 16 of 26 for a $114. He's kept a clean sheet, but no touchdowns. QBR of 71. As Levy won't do it a second time, gets out to the 31-yard line. First half impressions, Charles.
Well, the defense has been carrying it. I mean, Yeah, and that big kickoff return was crucial for Sioux Falls. I mean, that was their spark of life. If they weren't able to do that, it would have been pretty painful second half for them.
Queen City 12, Sioux Falls 7. This game means so much in the playoff picture, and it also means a lot to these teams. This is a big rivalry. Hart gets away from one and then wrestled down by number 22. That's Achilles Frank, who's been awfully quiet tonight.
Yeah, it looked like that was Jacoby that had a clear shot at him on the line of scrimmage, but nice move there by Hart to get past him.
And looking at the top six right now, another tiebreaker that's a little complicated that we just didn't have time to map out. And actually, we'll get you an updated one right now. Apologies for that. But Seattle, Tallahassee, Mexico City now all 8-2. And both Mexico City and Tallahassee off. Look at Hart. All the way to midfield, picks up 12.
Yeah, he had a lot of real estate to work with when he got that ball. The Queen City Corsair defense was probably expecting maybe a run in the middle or a pass because there wasn't anybody on him out there in the flat.
Well, at the end of the first half, they were throwing it near side to the short side. Yeah. That time they throw it out into more space, and Hart had more room to work with. Well, Queen City's got to be thinking, how are we +3 in the turnover battle, have given up no points defensively, and could potentially be trailing if they can't do something about calling Hart out of the backfield. Hart spins away, got a block.
No.
Hart knocked out of bounds finally by Frank, but not until the Queen City 29-yard line, a 21-yard pickup.
That was a lot of spinning there by Hart, but that first spin, I didn't think he was going anywhere, but he was able to get past the defender, got past 2-3 defenders before getting that first down.
Charles, Riley Porter was active so often early on in this game, but A.J. Warren does not have a single target. Al Dillapre Sr., 0 targets. Garrett Jr. has 1 catch. All of the pass catchers combined have 3 catches, while Hart has 13 for 90 yards. And a sneak again for Tyree, and he's crushed by Avery King, a 2-yard gain.
Yeah, that's interesting. That's the most quarterback runs I think I've seen since I've been in the SFL.
They're doing it on first down to get into more manageable situations. But it's really quite something that Sioux Falls is just not utilizing their receiving core whatsoever. Split backs for Tyree. Drops back to throw, going down the middle of the field.
Wow.
And it's dropped. Incomplete as Sicario and Frank. I think Frank was the one that got a helmet on the ball. And this time, it's not Sioux Falls with a tremendous knockout. It's Queen City.
Yeah, that would have been a big play there, getting it. I think Garrett was the target on that one. Getting completions to your tight end definitely opens up things on offense. It's unfortunate he wasn't able to hold on to that.
9:08 to go in the third quarter. 3rd and 8 at the 27-yard line. 4 receivers, 2 to either side. Hart to the right of Tyree, and 4 down linemen with press coverage for Queen City's defense. Tyree under center will drop the pass. 5 steps. Duffy hits him. There's a flag, and it might have been for holding because Duffy looked like he was falling down trying to get there.
Yeah, his face was almost in the dirt when he was getting rid of that pass.
Sioux Falls really struggling tonight. Oh, it's defensive holding.
Really?
Down the field on Jack Thomas, the slot safety. Boy, you don't see that hardly ever called.
You don't. Yeah, we didn't see it either. But interesting.
So because of that, that's going to be a first down at the Corsair 22-yard line, a major penalty taken there by the Corsairs. Again, heavy set here for Tyree. Tyree going to sneak it, and Tyree picks up 3.
Wow.
Doing it on every first down and just getting little by little. They must have seen something in film in that over the center for Queen City's defense.
He's averaging probably about 3 yards on that. I really think Sioux Falls needs to get in the end zone on this series. They have to get the momentum back on this.
Out of the shotgun now, Tyree. Sioux Falls showing us a variety of looks here tonight. 4 receivers, back to pass. Throws it to Porter. Caught first down to the 10.
Yeah, he didn't have a lot of room to work with, and he got it on a dime to Porter. That was a great pass. And the receiver held on to it, which is important.
Oh, yeah, and we've seen tonight, I mean, it'd be pretty hard to hold on to passes tonight with the way these hits are flying around. 17 of 23, a $137 now for Tyree. Tyree going to sneak again on 1st and goal and pick up 3.
Yeah, that's dangerous because quarterbacks aren't used to running like that, and they could fumble. You know, I don't know how often we see the quarterback fumbling on a run, but you know, it's always dangerous when you have them running with the ball.
It's almost like Sioux Falls wanted to give Queen City a dose of their own medicine. A.J. Caswell often, they do it out of the shotgun, but often it takes off on quarterback runs. And Sioux Falls showing a little wrinkle here tonight. That's a veteran squad. 2nd and goal at the 7. One back in the backfield, and Tyree going to pass.
Wide open.
Oh, man.
He's gone.
Tanner Hendricks bit hard, and Sioux Falls takes the lead. They have 13 unanswered points.
Oh, they needed it. Yeah, now they've clearly got the momentum on their side. Colin Hart was wide open. Great play call.
I don't know if we're going to be able to see it on this replay, but watch Tanner Hendricks. He got totally sucked in. Yeah, we're not a good angle, but just totally whiffed on the assignment. And by the time he got back over there, to no avail. And Sioux Falls, boy, have they bounced back.
Yep, in a big way.
Because they were in a significant slump. As the kicker, Maxwell Falk, 6'2", 225, signed in Week 8. And also worth mentioning that Aaron Brown is a new signing for Sioux Falls at free safety this week, and that extra point is good for the Sparrows. And just like that, we've got a ball game. 14 straight for Sioux Falls. The underdog now leads the favorite by 2. We're back after these messages. Back here in Sioux Falls, 7:34 to go in the 3rd quarter. As Queen City returns that up to the 28-yard line. And Charles, Queen City's got to get moving here. They had this game in hand, and all of a sudden, they do not any longer.
Yeah, they're going to have to answer on this one because Sioux Falls Sparrows, they found something. They found a weakness on that defense of Queen City.
13 carries, 45 yards for Willis. 2 receivers to the top of the screen. Queen City down 2. As Caswell will flip it outside to Curtis, and Curtis gets his head taken off after a 6-yard gain. What is at stake? Well, Queen City full game ahead of Sioux Falls, but that all can change. And now Tulsa, how one day can change everything. The Tulsa Desperados now on the inside track to making the postseason after their upset victory over Seattle, 34-27. 2nd and 4 at the 34. Caswell hands it off to Willis. First down, and Willis wrapped up by Ringgold, but not until he gets out to the 43.
Yeah, good blocking up there up front, especially looks like the tackle, number 79, the guard, Corey Nails. He really locked it down there on the edge and was able to give a good route there for the running back to get through.
So we've had St. Louis pull the upset on San Francisco. We saw Tulsa defeat Seattle. Any thoughts to the Desperados taking care of business at home today?
I mean, it's huge. I mean, I wasn't able to see the entire game, but what I did see of it, it looked like Jackson was playing it like lights out.
Yeah, Jackson really carried him in the first half, nearly 250 passing yards in the first half.
Yeah, unbelievable passes.
And then Sanzo Robinson got going in the second half, and he showed some great vision and balance all night long. 2nd and 4 at the 49-yard line for Caswell. 2 backs and 2 receivers. And Caswell will fire it outside. That's the fullback.
Wow.
Diamante for the first down to the Sparrow 46-yard line.
Yeah, even though a quarrel of sparrows were waiting for him at the first down marker, he was still able to plunge through and showed some athletic effort there.
That's 4 different ways to describe multiple sparrows for those of you that are sitting at home looking to entertain yourselves. 1st and 10 at the Sparrow 46. 5:35 to go in the third. Trips off the right side. Caswell going to throw that direction. Willis looking for a block. Got one, but there's nobody else as A.J. Levy comes over with Alex Parker to make the stop. 5-yard pickup.
Yeah, I'll spare you another Sparrows reference
You'll
on this
spare
one.
me a night. Aha. Boy, you brought your A game tonight, young fella. 5:13 to go in the third quarter.
Haven't called that in a while.
Well, this league is all about making you feel young again. We all deserve that. 2nd and 5 at the 41. Stretch play. Handoff. Willis got a kick-out block and then smashed again. Fargo with his 8th solo tackle of the night. 3rd and 3 for Queen City. They are a measly 1 for 8 on 3rd down tonight.
Yeah, I thought that was going to be a big run. It looked like the blocking was settling in, and Fargo just blew that up and was able to bring him down. That was great defense.
2 receivers. Willis gonna run it, and Willis is stuffed by Fargo. Parker also there to assist, and nothing again. Charles, it's the 4th drive that Queen City has stalled out inside the Sparrow 40 with 0 points.
It's amazing to say, but their 3rd down conversion rate has actually gone down. Now they're around 11%.
That's nuts. Sioux Falls winning 3rd down and winning the ball game because of it right now. As that punt is away and a fair catch called for at the 14-yard line. With that, we'll take a short break. Sioux Falls by 2. They have the football. How will Queen City respond? Trying to avoid getting into a 5-5 logjam. We're back to Sioux Falls in a moment. .401 to go in the third quarter. Sioux Falls up 14-12. The 9th meeting between these two franchises. They know each other quite well. Tyree going long, and it's caught because Hart was covered. And deep down the field, it's Riley Porter, his favorite connection down the field.
Yeah, he was wide open. It looked like the defense was clearly expecting something short, probably to Hart, but he had completely wide open.
Nobody covering him. Everybody else was blanketed.
Yep.
But nobody on Porter. That was a blown assignment, and that did not come at a good time for the Corsairs because now Sioux Falls has flipped the field.
They've really shut down that pass rush so far of Queen City.
2 receivers, 1 to either side for Tyree. 7 in the box, 3-step drop, flip out to Hart. Hart breaks a tackle. Oh! Hart throws Hendricks into the trash bin. A 7-yard gain. Somebody pull him out of the dumpster.
Yeah, that was a little wrecking crew action out there, man. He really lowered the boom. I didn't see who he hit, but man, that that was smarts.
I mean, that's how you heave-ho a gnarly bag, not just discard a human being. That is horrible. 2nd and 3 at the 49. Under 3 minutes to go in the third quarter as Tyree will drop the throw. Tyree going long. It is He dropped it wide open. And Tyree just kind of airmailed that a little bit. Porter had to stop.
Oh, both of his mitts were on it, so you could say he should have caught that. But, man, he was wide open again.
If I'm Queen City, the coaching staff, I'm screaming at our defenders. I don't care what you do. You have to cover Riley Porter and Farrell Raines, who was having a tremendous first half. I don't know if he's personally responsible for that, but he is guarding him when they're in man coverage. 3rd and 3. And they'll look Hart direction.
Nice block.
Put him in the dirt. Hart's
Wow.
got tons of space down the 30 to the 28-yard line.
Yeah, I can't wait to see that replay. That block there was one that when you see it in the tape room the next day, people get up and cheer.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Look at
Stuffed like a turkey right there.
Holy mackerel.
That was on Avery King, too. That
Joey
is not
Holt. That's 6'6", 335 meatloaf hitting you there.
That
Gosh.
Avery King is not an easy man to block.
Oh, no.
One of the best open field tacklers in the league. And quickly, Sioux Falls has completely turned this game around. Tyree 193 in the passing game, rating slowly climbing up to 66. 4 receivers, 2 to either side for Tyree. Tyree back to pass. Looking around, in trouble. Duffy was coming, but the pass is caught at the 15-yard line.
The offensive line there for Sioux Falls was just it was perfect on that play. He had plenty of time in the pocket there, and that's saying something because Duffy and Hasten have been a nightmare all day, and I think in this last quarter they've been able to get them to settle down a bit.
Al Dillapre Sr. signed in Week 8 with that last catch, his first of the night. 1st and 10 at the 15-yard line. Sioux Falls on the move. Floating pass. Oh, Warren! One-handed play for the touchdown.
Oh, I didn't see the guy. I didn't see the arms go up. But wow, what a catch. Unbelievable.
A.J. Warren.
It's his first target, I think.
His first target, a 15-yard touchdown, and
Look
what
at
a
this
beauty.
Catch. One-handed. Oh, my gosh.
He ran a fade route from the slot, and Sioux Falls now leads by 8. It's 20 unanswered points.
Yeah, the pendulum is clearly on the yellow side of the.
And
Oh
Charles,
gosh.
this is getting to be as the SFL commissioner. This is really starting to get troubling. Looking at all these tiebreakers, it's all happening again on us as the extra point is good. Let me explain. So if we're playing the if game here because Sioux Falls is out of their minds here in the second half. If Sioux Falls wins, that means that Queen City's 5-5, Tulsa's 5-5, Sioux Falls is 5-5, London is 4-6, Vancouver's 4-6, Las Vegas is 4-6, San Francisco is 4-6. 7 teams, all within one game of each other,
Unbelievable.
fighting for the final couple of playoff spots in the SFL postseason.
Hang on tight.
Gilson up to the 27-yard line. What does Queen City have to do? What would you rather see him do here?
I'm kind of scratching my head on this one. I mean, maybe they need to get Matthew the tight end Matthew involved a little bit more. I know he's been targeted 6 times, but it looks like most of the passes have been towards Hacker, and they need to maybe spread the ball around a little bit more.
2 receivers to the left. Matthew Jr. been kind of quiet as well. Handoff, Willis. Oh,
Wow.
Great block. And Willis picks up 6. Nice seal off that right side. And Willis outperforming Hart, at least in the running game.
Yeah, I mean Willis, you can't forget about him either. I mean he's and I like the fact that they're keeping him in the game plan. Up the middle, I think you need to do that in order to keep that defense on their heels.
By the way, 131 yards on 16 receptions and a touchdown for Colin Hart. Swing City in full effect tonight for the Sparrows. 1 receiver either side. Curtis at the bottom of the screen. Everybody's running
Nice
slants, and
pass.
Curtis has a first down at the 48-yard line, a 15-yard pickup. Caswell is now 21 of 31.
Yeah, looks like they may be heating up here, and that's right at the right time. They got to get some points on the board.
Queen City has Baltimore on their schedule. That's the last game of their season. And who they got next week, Charles?
At Tallahassee.
Woo! Both of these
Yippers.
teams. I mean, this game is so critical. Both of these teams, if they end up wavering at the end of the season, they could end up missing the playoffs if both are 5-5.
Oh, I knew that. I saw that coming. Holy
Levy,
mackerel.
heat-seeking
Don't hurt him.
That's loss of 1.
No. He had that locked on. Man, he was going full blast. That was, like you said, a missile, a cruise missile.
35 seconds to go in the third quarter. If you want to get involved with the Simulation Football League, visit simulationfl.net and join our Discord community. And join in on the fun as Hacker going to pick up enough to make it a third and manageable, but still Queen City
third down
is 1 for 9. And remember, they had a 3rd and 3 earlier and couldn't get anything on it because Nick Fargo blew it up.
Yeah, they got to get a first down here. They got to.
But we won't find out what's going to happen until the fourth quarter. Put your fours up in the chat. Queen City was up 12, and now they're down 9. Charles has his four up in the studio. I got to mash some buttons. We'll be back in a minute. Tonight's Simulation Football League broadcast on 11 Sports is brought to you in part by Nation's Best, helping high school, collegiate, and professional athletes around the country. Hashtag Secure the Bag. By ScoreStream, the official scoring app of the SFL. By Sector 6, official merchandise partner of the Simulation Football League. And by SpyGoat, dedicated to the craft of audio. Aerial shots provided to you by AirViews. Visit airviews.com. For more drone footage, that's AIRVUZ.com. Queen City down 9 to start the fourth. If I would have told you they were up 12-0 on the road, be down 9 before we even got to the fourth quarter, it would be kind of unbelievable. Here's a third down out to Willis. Got the first. Taking a page out of Sioux Fall's book. Willis breaks the tackle, and then Fargo is there again to clean up. Boy, they need to start calling him the janitor. 1st and 10 of the 26.
Yeah, oh my gosh, they needed that first down, and that was a good play. Good execution there, and it looks like Sioux Falls has been keeping them from a passing standpoint only to complete those short passes. I don't think they've had anything over 10 or 15 yards to my knowledge. There's a couple, maybe 1 or 2. But they've been holding it pretty short.
Right. Nothing over 20 yards tonight for...
He's checking up on me. You should have seen him looking up there on the screen.
Oh, no. Come on. I was curious myself.
Dagger right in the you-know-what.
I'm just doing my best Fargo impression. 10:26 to go in the fourth. 1st and 10. 26 yards away from scoring. Queen City needs points. They're down 2 scores. No matter how you slice it. And Caswell's going to be sacked, a loss of 5. And nearly dragging the Coursers out of field goal range, and Caswell looks shaken up.
Yeah, let's see if he gets up. They took a page from Queen City defense on that one and basically blew up the pocket there, and Caswell had no time whatsoever.
That was Aaron Brown that came in on a safety blitz.
Wow.
Aaron Brown, good on you, getting your first career sack. Excellent job as Caswell will fire it out to Curtis, and Curtis runs out of real estate. So they get the yardage back, but now it's third down again. 2 for 10 tonight, and those 2 conversions have not happened on 3rd and long.
Yeah, broken record here. They really need this third down too, and this is going to be a tough one. 10 yards. I mean, that's been the sweet spot so far.
And most importantly, no turnovers, no sacks, because even if they get a field goal here, it's a 1-score game. They're going to need a field goal eventually. Caswell got to take care of the ball here. He's kept a clean sheet tonight. 9:37 to go in the 4th quarter. Caswell hanging tough in the pocket, takes a sack, and that's going to make a more difficult field goal as the sack is made by
Sanders, it looks like.
Lennox Sanders for Sioux Falls. Thank you, Charles.
Yep, sorry about that. Yeah, he was he pushed his way there, and he was not going to let go of Caswell on that one. He tried, but there's no way that big boy is going to let go of the quarterback.
There's a big kick. 9:15 to go in the 4th quarter, and it's not a given. Tulsa missed a 28-yarder in the game before this one. This one is from 46 for Kyle Casey, and Casey's kick is up and good. And
wow.
Plenty of leg on it as well.
That was a boomer.
Wow. Queen City down 6, and they stopped the 21-0 run.
Yeah, now the pressure's on the Queen City defense. They got to get that ball back.
9:01 to go in the 4th quarter. We've got a 1-score ball game. And please like the SFL on Instagram at SimulationFL. Give our partner nations best to like while you are over there. Plenty of exciting things coming down the line for the postseason and the 2020 season, which will start in January as Levy returns up to the 26-yard line. And if you are interested in participating in the SFL, your last chance to get on the field for this season is by signing on Thursday. Thursday of this upcoming week is the last day you could potentially sign. Otherwise, just like all those who are currently on teams, their value will be eligible for the rookie draft, which will come in December and could very well be the largest SFL draft in league history. A.J. Warren, the one-handed wonder, will score another touchdown. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns for A.J. Warren.
Oh, my. They definitely found something. They found a wrinkle on that defense to capitalize on because Warren was wide open. Wide open. The pocket there, let's look at the blocking here on this replay. They've shut down those defensive ends there of Queen City. They haven't put any pressure on the quarterback at all in the last quarter and a half.
And that's that post corner route that Riley Porter was so wide open on earlier in the ball game. And Sioux Falls really starting to put the pieces together here against Queen City. And the question is Sioux Falls potentially derailing both teams' playoff chances, just given their schedules? The last 2 weeks of the season just absolutely brutal. But there's one thing that's for sure: Sioux Falls gets this win, they probably save their season. And the extra point is good, and they're back up by 13.
Yeah, this is. I think both of these teams are going to be black and blue walking off the field here, and they're going to have to. They're not going to have any rest for the weary because they're taking on some good teams in their final 2.
8:47 left. Warren, I don't think I've ever seen a stat line like this in the SFL. 2 catches, 2 targets, 91 yards, 2 touchdowns.
And you know what? Tyree's really turned it around after those interceptions at the beginning of the game.
Yeah, since having 3 straight interceptions, Tyree has 3 straight touchdowns, and the line doesn't look too shabby. 24 of 31, 310 yards, with a QBR of 100.9.
Definitely, yep. He's he's on fire here this second half.
8:44, 4th quarter. Queen City is in some trouble. This game is completely turned on its head. Very similar to Sioux Falls in the second half against Baltimore when they just went ballistic. Caswell's pass either was deflected or Fuentes distracted Matthew Jr. and he just dropped it.
Yeah, that was. I think maybe Fuentes had some impact on that one. He put that hand up there, and that was hard to catch. Couldn't see the ball.
Sioux Falls, ever so dangerous at home, and they certainly would like to not go on the road for the postseason because they have been electric here at Liberty Park. 3 receivers for Caswell, 2nd and 10 at the 30. Caswell will drop the throw, and a long route developing for Gilson over the middle, picks up 9 to set up a 3rd and 1.
And yet another big third down for these guys. They're 18% third down conversion, so they really need to kick it in here.
Sioux Falls is 3-2 at home this season. Their 2 losses opening night against Atlanta, 43-28. Of course, Atlanta is still ahead of them in the standings as Willis picks up the 1st down, and then a heartbreaker in the final seconds. Mexico City won 34-31, and obviously the Aztecs are in the top 6. So Sioux Falls no joke at home, but on the road it's been a different story. 1-3 so far this season.
Yeah, and if they do make it in the playoffs, they're going to be on the road a lot. So that's going to be telling.
Their only road win against St. Louis. And way offside. I mean, really offside, and that's going to be accepted. A wipe catch away from number 89, Morris Jackson. I mean, that was I think his whole body was over the line before the play.
Yeah, that was not. He wants to forget that and move on to the next play. But I think we're quick. If we're not already there, Cam, I think we're quickly approaching 4-down territory.
Yeah, I agree with you. Queen City has got to be feeling very frustrated. They were 4-3. They beat Alaska, and the Corsairs were on top of the world, 5-3, and they have, against 2 quality teams, not had it working.
Oh wow!
And that is a gain of nothing.
Yeah, they had a whole crew of sparrows waiting for him at the line of scrimmage.
How have you not forgotten what you've already said so far?
I've got nothing else. That's it.
That's it. All right. Well, at least you lasted all the way until halfway through the 4th quarter. That's excellent. 2nd and 5 of the Corsair 47. Caswell out of the shotgun. He likes to run out of this. Hasn't run all night. And we'll throw. A.J. Caswell fires wide open.
Nice.
Wow, nice job. Matthew Jr. finally breaking free. Matthew Jr. just his 4th catch tonight. Now over 60 yards receiving, and that's over by Hackers numbers.
Yeah, that's a testament to the Sioux Falls defense. I mean, Matthews is a beast receiver. Tight. I mean, he's a nightmare for anyone to cover, and they've kept him in check with the exception of that last play.
Can't believe Sioux Falls is up by 13 right now, with Colin Hart having 13 yards on 4 carries. That's a shocking stat.
Wow.
Oh, Willis dropped it. You don't think hits make a difference? That drop was a direct result of every other hit A.J. Levy has laid tonight.
It's like a brick wall coming at you. Oh, my gosh. I held my breath. I was like, don't hurt him.
Nick Fargo with 10 solo tackles, but Levy right behind him with 8. Those 2 have been relentless tonight. Now it's 2nd down and 10 for Queen City, trying to avoid their 13th third down of the evening. 6:10 to go in the 4th. Caswell 3-step drop, will fire it down the middle of the field, and it's caught. What a beautiful pass. Perfection to Chris Curtis down to the 25-yard line.
That was a perfect pass. Chris Curtis had his arms out there, and it just hit both those mitts.
On the money.
Oh, my gosh.
Right pass, Jose Fuentes.
Fuentes was trying his best to deflect that pass, but, man, the way that ball was placed in there by Caswell, I don't think anyone could have hit it.
Yeah, he was late getting there for sure. Split backs now and some press at the line here from the Sparrows. 5:45 to go in the 4th. And Caswell looking around for somebody. Matthew Jr. is whacked for only a gain of 1, and it's Nick Fargo again.
Yeah, I think he let his blocker in there and get by him and get in the face of the quarterback. So he had to catch that ball.
Nick Fargo's won this game.
Yeah.
I mean, he is outstanding. 2nd and 9 at the 24, 5:18 to go in the ball game. Queen City's got to act now And they got to act fast. Caswell over the middle. Oh!
Unbelievable.
Pass was caught by Matthew Jr., but check that. Morris Jackson thought he had a shot at it and dove for it, nearly broke up the play.
And I think Levy had a shot in there, too.
Wow, that looked like some interference or illegal contact or something down the field. That was a mess. But Queen City, under 5 to go, so you might see an onside kick here, regardless of the touchdown. By the way, the season high for Fargo in tackles. We'll get to that in a minute. That pass is caught by the logo for a touchdown. Chris Curtis.
Oh, dear. Oh, my gosh.
Keeps
what a pass.
Queen City in it. What a dart from Caswell.
Yeah, that's Curtis's 10th touchdown of the year, and it came at the time they needed it. Wow. Perfect pass there. Great route run. They had to get points on the board. I don't think a field goal would have been enough. So now they're getting a little spark in them. Maybe a little late, but we'll see.
I got a stat that'll blow your mind as Queen City will attempt the extra point. In games where Nick Fargo has at least 7 tackles, Sioux Falls is 4-0. When he has less than 7 tackles, they're 0-5.
Oh, my gosh.
He has unofficially 11 solo tonight. And now Queen City down 6, so they get on. Yep, they're going to onside kick with 4:46 to go. This is where things get dicey and risky, but you got to lay it all on the line. And that tells you how afraid they are of Colin Hart just catching swings all night long. Here's the kick from Casey. And it's down the field. Oh, my goodness gracious. Sioux Falls almost gave it away. J.T. Lane recovers it. And actually, that was a really smart play, I think, by Queen City because the onside kick wasn't short. They kicked it. It was kind of a little pooch kick, and it almost paid off for them.
Yeah, it almost paid off. And, they're going to have to – defense is definitely going to have to step it up on this.
28-22, all fours in the fourth quarter on the 46-yard line. Tyree out to Hart. Hart stopped. Oh, just shrugged off a defender and picks up 6. Queen City had that well defended.
Yeah, they did have it well defended. And I thought they were going to bring him down at the line, and it just shrugged him off and got a positive gain there.
Tomorrow night, the action continues. Just 2 weeks and tomorrow left in the regular season. Vegas is at New Orleans trying to stay alive in playoff conversation, followed by the game of the week as voted on by the fans. Baltimore 8-1 at 6-3 Alaska. That is must-see television tomorrow night as Tyree drops to throw on 2nd and 4. They're still throwing it, and Hart can't get moving, and now it's third down.
That was odd. It looked like he did a little foot kick there to get some speed up. I don't understand that play there.
But if I'm Sioux Falls, run the ball.
Yeah, definitely.
He's got 4 carries. Hart's got fresh legs.
And don't snap the ball when there's 10 seconds on the play clock.
Sioux Falls acting like, that there's 10 minutes left in this ball game. Got to think about the clock. 3rd and 3. Sioux Falls is actually now surprisingly 4 of 7 on 3rd down. Hart's in the backfield. And Hart will take the handoff, and Colin Hart's got the first down.
It. They needed that.
Great trap play out to the 31-yard line, moves the chains, and that'll take it all the way down to the 2-minute warning down field goal range.
Yeah, that's a kick in the gut for Queen City.
Without that first down, you really start to wonder if Sioux Falls is about to give it all away.
Yep.
But they're in good shape now.
Yeah, they did what they needed to do on that one play.
So here we go. 3:08 to go in the fourth quarter. Sioux Falls 28, Queen City 22. And out of the eye, Tyree going to throw out to Hart. What a shocker. Hart inside the 30 down to the 27. I tell you what, you're playing Sioux Falls next week. Make sure you know how to defend this.
Yeah, no doubt. Well, and there's 17 defenders around him. You think one of them could have pushed him out of bounds.
It's a great point. Great point. You gotta be smarter about that.
Maybe not 17. Maybe I exaggerate a little bit.
Well, that would probably be a penalty, but with our 62, he might have missed it. 2.5 to go in the fourth. Sioux Falls draining clock now. Queen City needs a borderline miracle here. Wow, Hart got nothing. Now Sioux Falls kicker, not the best in the world. I'm sure the Sparrows would like to just keep getting first downs and keep getting him closer. But this 3rd and 5 could mean life or death for multiple teams' playoff hopes. We won't get another snap before the 2-minute warning. What a game. Sioux Falls 28, Queen City 22. Back for the finale. You're watching the Simulation Football League on 11 Sports, presented by APM Music. Back in Sioux Falls, it's 3rd and 5 at the 26-yard line of Queen City. Be a 43-yard field goal from here. Playoff possibilities on the line. Tyree going to throw, and Hart is covered, so he's going long, and it's an incomplete pass.
What the heck?
Oh, my goodness. You just got a 3rd down conversion with Colin Hart on a trap play, and Sioux Falls really needs to make this field goal. Otherwise, they may have just botched this game.
Yeah, that could be a momentum killer right there. Unbelievable.
But to Queen City's credit, they finally covered the flats.
Yep, definitely.
And they forced a bad pass from Tyree, who's now 27 of 35. This is a 43-yarder for the left-footed kicker, Maxwell Falk. And I was referring to Sammy Prefontaine as being the not-so-good kicker, but they got a new one. It's Falk, and his 43-yard field goal is good.
Oh, wow.
Officially from 42, and that's what you call going from couch to field. Sammy Prefontaine had a real rough go at it in Sioux Falls, and Falk nails that one.
Yeah, you've got the Falk family will be waiting for you in the parking lot.
No. I wasn't talking about him.
I know.
I hope somebody get the message to him, please. I do not need that in my life.
Johnny Falk is a UFC wrestler.
No, don't tell me that. It just makes it worse. 1:52 to go. Queen City down 9. Relatively short kick there to the 13. Gilson on the return. All right, so back down by 9.
That field
Queen
goal
City
was
in the
huge.
same boat, but that
Wow.
was huge.
That's the most obvious statement of the game. But yeah, if they would have missed that, it would. I don't know. I would have needed oxygen.
Well, yeah, I mean, you just all the thoughts just start rolling through the
Definitely.
team's head. Oh my gosh, we played such a great game, and now, we're giving the ball back to a terrific offense. 1:47 left. Queen City does still have all 3 timeouts because of the incomplete pass. As Caswell's going down the field into triple coverage, and this time Fuentes got a hand on it, intended for Curtis.
Yep, Fuentes is having a pretty decent game out there as well. I mean, he seems to be around the ball every time there's a big play, and hats off to him. But I think back to the offense for the Sparrows, kept that rush in check. They had like 5 sacks at the beginning of the game, first half of the game, and they hadn't had anything since.
Yeah, that's a great point. They really did neutralize Queen City's defensive line in the second half. 2nd and 10 for Caswell, going down the middle again, and that's knocked away. And we saw this out of Queen City last week. Sometimes Caswell just got too laser focused on going deep down the middle of the field, and it's not working tonight either.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's questionable why you would go in the middle of the field like that, because of the time is now a key element here. They got to start working those sidelines.
Well, when you got Matthew Jr., I suppose you'll try anything, but that time Alex Parker, great job in coverage. And AJ Pick 6 in the chat making a point that Falk has not missed since signing with the team
See, Cam?
in Week 8. I wasn't talking about him. Third down at the 30. Caswell in some trouble on his blind side. Pass caught,
Big tackle.
but Gilson is stopped short. They'll have to burn a timeout, and I am in agreement with you. Bobby Carpenter in the open field may have just made the tackle of the game, if that's even possible.
Yeah, that was a big stop here. All the pressure is on Queen City here on this one play.
4th and 2. This is the ball game. 1:35 left. Queen City trying to avoid their 2nd consecutive loss to a quality opponent. Need the 40 or just slightly beyond it. Caswell going to throw. Caswell going deep middle. The pass is intercepted.
Oh, my gosh.
Intercepted by John Barnhart, who then gets speared at the 49-yard line by Gilson, but Sioux Falls is going to hold on, and Caswell can't believe the deja vu.
Wow. Third interception of the year. Last week he had an interception as well, so that's 2 games in a row. He's got a streak going, and it happened right at the right time, and I think that's a fitting way to end this game.
His first pick of the day. Man, that is a tough pill to swallow. Now, Sioux Falls can't take a knee on this, but we'll see how their time management skills are.
Don't pass it.
And they're going to throw. And Tyree's going down the middle, and it's caught for a first down. That is ballsy.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, Julian Tyree just says, Charles, just keep your mouth shut.
28 of 36 tonight. Sioux Falls has had the ball for 56 plays. Queen City has had the ball for 77 plays. And yet, on the losing end of this, it would appear. More first downs than Sioux Falls too. And when you think about it, it was the big play. It was A.J. Warren wide open down the sideline for a 76-yard score. It was A.J. Levy.
I would start off with Levy. He was the one that kick-started the process.
Yeah, he really did. It was all about the A.J.s tonight. It was Levy. It was, it was Warren. And it was Caswell throwing the pick at the end of it.
And Tyree, he turned it around in the second half.
He really did. Went from 0-3 to 3-0 in the touchdown interception department. And Sioux Falls contend on taking knees. They will have to punt the ball away, but up 9, put Queen City on their own 5-yard line. That'll be just fine. And for the Corsairs, Charles, they're 5-5. And next up, who they got?
Next up, excuse me, they're at Tallahassee and home with Baltimore.
So at least Queen City has a home game in there. And they destroyed Baltimore at the end of last season when Baltimore was a high seed and Queen City was trying to get in. So the Corsairs have been in that position before. That game at Tallahassee is going to be really difficult.
And no more home cooking for Sioux Falls. They're on the road for the rest of the year.
Yep, and at Alaska and at Chicago is a tough road for the Sparrows, but they got it done. They did what they needed to do.
They definitely did.
Got to 5-5 and gives them a chance to go out and aim for a split. But if they can come out with 2 road victories, they are in the playoffs. They don't have to worry about it.
They showed you what, you always have that scary team in the playoffs that may not have won a bunch of games in the regular season. And I think right now Sioux Falls is shaping up to be possibly one of those teams.
And they're actually going to get to run this all the way down. I don't think fair catch called for with 1 second left. Great job by Sioux Falls after kind of botching the 2-minute execution at the beginning of the warning. Did a terrific job there with that series.
Yeah, so it looks like they're going in the Hail Mary formation here.
With 14 seconds left. There's no way he can throw a ball that far. Line them up, see what you can get. But the Sparrows down 12-0 in the first half. Scoreless for almost a quarter and a half. End up scoring 31 as that pass is incomplete, and that is the end of the ball game. For the second time this season, the Sioux Falls Sparrows come away with a very impressive home victory with a second half eruption of points and momentum. There's your final stats. Not too shabby on either side, really. Pretty even game.
Yeah, I mean, you can't forget what the offensive line of Sioux Falls did to the defensive line of Queen City. I mean, Queen City was wreaking havoc the first maybe 2.5 quarters, and they just really shut them down. Once they started getting that momentum back, they gave their quarterback plenty of time to throw, and I don't think they had any sacks since.
Warren's one-hander, that was the play of the night, in my opinion. I mean,
it was a great. I'm going to go back to A.J. Levy. I mean, he was the dynamite that blew up and got the flow going, and he's my vote for player of the game. I know not a lot of numbers, but he had a lot of tackles, a lot of great tackles, And that one return there was just, I think, the spark that they needed to win the game.
I think that while Levy gave Sioux Falls the spark, I think Nick Fargo took their soul. I think all night long, Fargo just kept coming. And I think Queen City, by the end of it, I mean, nobody wanted to catch a pass. It just, no thank you.
There's a lot of going to be a lot of bruises there. Trainers are going to be busy.
There's a look at Falk. That was the critical field goal, and look at that. Right down Main Street. He couldn't have hit that any better.
Yeah, that was a great kick. And it was needed.
So Sioux Falls improves to 5-5. That means Sioux Falls, Tulsa, and Queen City are all 5-5. And then 4 other teams are 4-6. We've got a whole slate of games tomorrow, including one of those 4-6 teams. The Las Vegas Fury in action starting at 5:30 Eastern. 4:30 Central, your player of the game is Julian Tyree, who turned it all around. 27-35, 316 yards, 3 touchdowns, and don't forget the 10 rush yards that he got on quarterback sneaks.
You can't forget that.
How impossible would it be to forget that. For Rochelle Colston and Stephen Hacker, who did a tremendous job on stats tonight, and for Charles Doherty, I'm Cameron Irvine. This has been a presentation of the Simulation Football League presented by APM Music on 11 Sports, and we say good night from Liberty Park in Sioux Falls. Take care.